Yo, Cartethyia is on her way to Wuthering Waves, and I am excited. Now, the cool thing about Cartethyia, she's coming to Wuthering Waves, and the hype behind her is real, right? She's our sentinel. She's a Threnodian. There's a lot of lore hype behind this character, but then there's also a lot of in-game player hype behind this character as well. I can tell you for a fact she's going to be absurdly powerful, so you need to invest, and I believe you should pick her up. Now, we don't know, but I'm pretty certain she will be a sword aero character, right? Just kind of based off some things, we've gotten within the story, right? We fight her, in her boss form, giant mommy, which I'm here for, but we fight her in her boss form, and when she drops her echo, she drops as a sword, which has a lot of aero, style buffs or play style or whatever, and within her echo kit. That already tells me she's going to be a sword aero character. So I'm pretty confident in that. I'm also pretty confident that she's going to be the premier unit, of patch 2.4 of the game. And here's a couple of reasons why. I've been playing gacha games for quite some time, and when you have a character that has supports that are preceding them, like Siakona, right? That's going to be an aero support. That's one. Two, she has her own freaking theme song. All right, which is really good. I've been listening to it on my own free time. So, there's that. And then she's also going to be like a freaking she's going to be a sentinel, or that higher tier of, resonator, similar to like, Jinsei or like an emanator for Honkai Star Rail. So that means this character is going to be very powerful because they do not want to disappoint, right? So take all that hype, take all this information that we're speculating, or some things that we know, and understand this is most likely going to be a must pull character, right? Now, must pull is a phrase in gacha that I do think is overused, but if you're talking about just staying meta, if you're talking about having a higher end DPS, she's going to be the one to consider. Now, let's go ahead and get into her drip marketing, which we see over on X, which I'll link down below. So, post lament Anthropocene. Sure, stars intertwined. The truth is a beacon in the maelstrom of my life. That's deep. The powers of the Sentinel and Threnodian clash and unite within her, propelling her into an uncertain future. Whether the future is bright or dim, she will hold the blade firmly and confront all that comes her way. Now, I'm super hyped about this because, we take a look and we're pretty much getting confirmed that we're going to have her base form, which is, Cartethyia, and her giant form, which is Fleur de Lis, right? I'm hoping when she pops her ultimate, she switches into Fleur de Lis, and we can do things of that nature, cleave the field with a big old sword. I'm excited, right? So get to farming her boss now. Most likely going to be her mats. But when we take a look at a couple of things, you see above, we have the Sentinel right above here. She is going to be a 5-star. Once again, I'm pretty confident she's going to be an aero unit. And honestly, this is the best looking splash art that I've seen in any gacha. So that alone has made me super excited. Okay, I highly recommend picking up this character. I'm hyped. I know you're hyped. Let's have some fun with it. I do, build guides. If you guys are excited, please check, out my shorts playlist where I drop like short, quick guides, because at the end of the day, I respect your time. So, I'm not going to draw it out, check into those. I will have one coming out for her when we get official, because I know how leakers get down, official information for her. But I'm hyped, and I think you guys should be hyped as well. And I'm really looking forward to her companion story because, we're going to get more of a lore drop. She was the major focus of patch 2.2, right? In terms of, that storytelling, which I think was absolute cinema. Well done to Kuro Games for that. But her companion quest, I believe, is going to flesh that out a bit more, because she wants to be our sword. She wants to increase her power to be able to keep up with us and maybe one day challenge us on the battlefield should we stray away. So once again, I'm super excited. You guys can always catch me live over on YouTube, which you can find here, TikTok, or Twitch. Please check out my socials. Come through, show up, show out, and show love. Drop down a comment down below if you're excited and who you would like to pair her with in terms of teams. But at the end of the day, subscribe, stay fierce, keep gaming, and welcome to the House of Hounds. I'm out.